Yo, what's up, everybody? This is William from For the Billions, back with another video, and I wanted to talk about this topic, which is, can you actually become a senior DevOps engineer with only 3 months of experience? And the short answer is it's possible, but it's not likely. Okay, and I'll go through it because I can't say it's impossible, because there's always going to be some company or some person or whatever who just was really cool with somebody and just want to give them a title, and they just say, oh yeah, you're a senior engineer, because we don't have anybody else, right? We don't have anybody who has more experience or anything like that who's working for us, so we just go ahead and call you a senior engineer. So that's essentially what the only way I can really see somebody with going from 0 to 3 months of experience becoming a senior engineer. So I don't foresee somebody who actually is in this situation. It'd be like a one-off type of situation, almost like a unicorn. Like, yeah, it potentially could happen, but it is so unlikely that I wouldn't even really worry about that. And I'm gonna tell you guys is I've spoken to many hiring managers, and like in my own experience, because I'm a data engineer. I've been in the industry for over 5 years, and I've interviewed with hiring managers, and I pretty much know what they are looking for when they are looking for a senior engineer. And even me with 5 years of experience, like I could essentially become a senior data engineer, but it really just depends on the hiring manager, the company, and everything else, and the budget. So I'm going to go through my experience and the reasons as to why I say it's not likely for somebody to only have 3 months of experience and then become a senior engineer. I'll tell you a quick story. When I was first getting started with my career and I was applying for jobs, I had 2 internships back to back with Global Payments as a software engineering intern, and then as an information security advisory intern. So I had those 2 internships, and they did not go forward with hiring me on, and they told me to go the contract route. It's an easier, lower barrier to entry. And I would start going and trying to apply to different jobs. The recruiter would tell me, hey, I spoke with the hiring manager and they looked at your resume. They said, well, you don't really have much real world experience. And this is somebody, at that time, I had already graduated, got my degree from Georgia State University. I had 2 internships already. So I had experience. I just didn't have a lot of experience. And those 2 internships spanned close to like a year's worth of experience. So I'm already starting with a year's worth of experience over a lot of other people who had no internships at all. And I still was told, like, hey, we're not going to go forward with you because you don't really have much real world experience. And this is for an entry level position. So even for entry level positions, they didn't want to go forward with me. And then I realized, okay, well, why exactly is that? I eventually went ahead and got a contract position with Home Depot. And that's how I got some more real world experience, because I had to go through, for Home Depot, I went through so many interviews. I'm gonna tell you, I went through, I went through around 4 or 5 different teams that were hiring. And I went through close to 10 or 12 interviews just to be able to land a contract position with Home Depot. They are really difficult to be able to get hired on with. And majority of people who went through Home Depot started off as contractors or interns, and then they got hired on as a full-time employee. Except for me, I didn't get put on as a full-time employee with Home Depot. But the majority of people, they went through that route, and it was actually very rare to see somebody go full-time. I see people on social media, and they're saying like, oh, it's so easy to get into tech, or, oh, all you got to do is just learn the skills, and then you'll be able to get the job. You need to be able to prove that you have the skills. Having the skills is one piece of the whole pie. So if you have the whole pie, yeah, you need to have skills, but that's not the only thing you need to have, because that's not the only thing they're interviewing you for. You have to go through several rounds of interviews. They have to know if they like you or not. They also have to ask you like behavioral questions, because those are important as well. And for a senior DevOps engineer, I would assume that you would have experienced some adversity through your role, some challenges, some frustrations. And hiring managers like to hear those types of stories because, oh, you've been frustrated with a different product or project. You've had to work with different personalities. I need you to be able to come into this role and be able to teach people, or I need you to be able to advocate for the team. I need you to be able to give pushback. I need you to be able to see all the BS. And this is actually coming from one of my previous directors. He told me, he said, you know what? I have so many people who are all trying to get the same position. They're trying to get to the senior level position. It's a competition at the end of the day. And I may go with somebody with more experience because they just have seen more BS. They have just seen so much more going on in the corporate environment that, okay, I know that they are going to push back and I can count on them for this particular thing. They have a strong personality. They understand the business needs. They understand the technology. And what some people on Instagram or on social media, what they think is, oh, you can just get a certification. You can just, get a degree, or you can just go to a boot camp. You can just understand Python or the technology. Some people think that you can just download all the information off of the documentation for AWS or Azure into your brain, and then you just know it so well that they just put you on as a senior level engineer. And that's not really the case, because there's a lot of other nuances that companies take into account. Yeah, you can have a genius, but is the genius going to be getting a senior level having never worked in the environment before? Because everybody does things differently. How can I, as somebody who is responsible for a whole team of people, or somebody who is responsible for a product, be able to have faith in somebody who doesn't really have much experience? And what they don't also bring up is that you also need to practice least privileges. You don't want to just give the brand new person, even if they are experienced, you don't want to give the brand new person to the organization all the access to everything, to be able to deploy into production, to be able to look up sensitive information and personal identifiable information. You don't want to just give that to just anybody. Even if you hire them on, you still want to know that, okay, they have proven that they know how to use the technology. They've proven that they know how to work within our environment, and they can be successful in this role. If somebody were to just put somebody with only 3 months of experience into a senior level role, it's almost like setting somebody up for failure, because you need to ramp them up to it. 3 months is like one class in college. So you're sitting there like, okay, I've only had 3 months of experience working with these different technologies in a production environment, and that's only like the equivalent of one class. It's really hard to tell if somebody's really going to be good at this. And another piece of advice that I received from my previous director is that it's really difficult to be able to assess somebody's abilities through a 30-minute conversation. You have to kind of keep talking to them to see how good of a person they are at this role. Are they going to be successful in this role? Do they even find this opportunity to be a good opportunity? And can I depend on them to push the team forward, to be a value add? So all those things come together to show you guys what the hiring managers and directors and everybody else, what they're thinking. And it goes back to my video that I made yesterday, where I was talking about leverage. Gaining leverage in life will help you to be successful in life. It's advantageous to gain leverage. And how do you actually gain leverage? Yes, you can get the credentials, but you also need to get a little bit more than just credentials. You also need to be able to get references from people. You need to be able to get social proof. Sometimes it takes you to ramp up and learn a different skill, but without somebody advocating for you, you still have a low percentage chance of being able to get the job. It works with a whole bunch of other things in life too. That getting that leverage helps you out with more opportunities outside of just work, but also business and in dating and all kinds of different things that you may experience in life. So hopefully this helped people to understand where I'm coming from with this. Is it possible for somebody with 3 months of experience to be able to get a senior role? It's possible. It could potentially happen, right? Like some one-off situation, but it should not be shown as, okay, well, he did it, you can do it too. Or she did it, you can do it too. Like, you can't go up and show that kind of thing to people and then expect them to, you can't go up and show them kind of people and expect them to just get the same results. It's like something that you can't recreate if it actually does happen in real life. So with that being said, guys, let me know what you think down below in the comments. Also, please go ahead and like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And also hit that bell notification icon if you want to be notified whenever I make new videos on YouTube. I appreciate you guys. Please go ahead and check out the links in the description down below for the Discord and also the Before the Billions website. I will see you all in the next video. Thank you all so much.